guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Tosin, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm sure something is bling blinging. I'm sure you're noticing something. I'm sure if you're from Instagram, something brought you here. Today's video is a highly requested video. You people have been terrorizing my DMs, my Instagram DMs, messaging. My Instagram comments are in a terror. Anyways, if you do not know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I recently got married, and today's video I'm just going to be sharing how we met, because that question has come up so many times. So how did we meet? It's a long story. The short of this long story is that we met on Twitter. I used to pitch brands a whole lot, and my blog I was doing a blog anniversary. I can't remember how old, but I was doing my blog anniversary, and then I was pitching brands to collaborate and to sponsor giveaways for some of my followers. I reached out to this brand. I'm not going to disclose names, but I reached out to this brand, and the point of contact, or the person that was in charge of partnerships at that time, was who I'm married to now. I pitched them, and he was like, oh, I'm going to get back to like the actual people that give like the final decision on partnerships with influencers or bloggers and things like that. And so when I reached out to the brand that I wanted to collaborate with, and like I mentioned, he was the first point of contact for the brand. And so when we started talking, we found out that we had actually had a conversation on the TL like 2 or 3 months before, and it was just a funny conversation about people that make hypocritical comments to pastors and people in the church and blah 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 blah. And so we just made a joke about it, and so it was just interesting that, oh, this person we had actually met before, you know.
What I told you on the TL was that.
Should I say it?
Yes, now.
Okay. Okay, so what we told me on the TL, what happened on the TL, we found this tweet where somebody was saying something about why should pastors be using condoms. Abi babe, yeah, that why should pastors be using condoms. And I think we're like, pastor no go for like the fact that you're a pastor, and we are hoping that you are doing this with your wife doesn't mean you can't, you know, do family planning.
That I asked that.
Okay, yeah, I remember that part. So after we had that conversation on the TL, right there on the TL, my Yoruba accent is dropping out. Anyways, right there on the TL, he asked me like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Like this guy, sharpshooter, what's that mean? Do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, answer before he mentioned some name, before XXX people come and meet you, come and meet us in this conversation. I'm like, no, I don't have a boyfriend, but we just laughed about it and forgot about it.
I think I told you on the TL that I was going to marry you or something.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it on the TL that I'm going to marry you, and I'm like, what is this guts?
I didn't talk again.
What is this audacity? It's the audacity for me. Like, how can you just pick me on the TL and tell me you're going to marry me? Who be you? Who are you? Who are you? But you know, here we are. Like, here we are. So we got talking just as friends, and in the process of monitoring the whole giveaway and ensuring everything goes well, blah 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 blah, we started talking a lot more. And so it was just like, who is this nice guy? This guy is nice. Like, we're talking every day, the conversation is sweet and all of that jazz. I'm like, anyway, I didn't want to think too much about it, because please, I don't want to be like all those girls that they just message you once, you have already built a house with this man in your head, you already have triplets and quadruplets in your head with this man. Your father and your mother have already met his father and his mother. Like, we aren't doing that. We aren't building castles in the air, okay? So it just went on like that. And then one day, I remember one day he called me at around, like, this was like maybe 11 p.m. at night. I think 11 p.m. Am I right? Is it 11 p.m.? Was it 11 p.m.? I think, why are you doing that? As if you don't know. Why are you smiling? Anyways, I think it was around 11 p.m. And if you know nothing good happens. Man calling woman at 11 p.m. nothing good comes out of it. But we thank God that something good came out of this one. Anyways, he called me around 11 p.m. I think it was on a Saturday. Sunday, I was going to church on Sunday, and I was a worker in church then. So he called me on Saturday like around 11, and we talked. We talked about so many things. We were just talking and laughing. I'm like, who is this guy? At this point, guys, we had never met face to face. It was just phone conversations at this point, like phone, Twitter, Instagram, blah 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 blah. We had never met face to face, and so we started talking, and we talked and talked and talked. I think we spoke till like maybe 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. that morning.
Oh.
Was it 4 a.m.? Oh, okay. So he's running out of details. He said we spoke till 4 a.m. and then we just said our goodbyes, and I kid you not, guys, throughout that day in church, I was just smelling like a fool, like a big fool. Like, people were asking me, you're in such a good mood today. Was kind of like, oh yes, girl. I was just everywhere, like shining my teeth. I have absolutely no idea why, getting off this conversation with this man was making me shine my teeth like goats that they are about to use for Isiewu or Asun. I'm not understanding. But anyways, we spoke that day. I was very excited Sunday when I went to church, but we didn't talk on Sunday. He didn't call me. You see, these men, they have scope. So he didn't call me on Sunday. He didn't call me on Monday. He didn't call me on Tuesday. I was already like, this man, Tuesday, this man is reaching like 3 days. He will not come. I mean, I was forming big girl, strong head. I didn't want to call him. I didn't call him back. So he didn't call me back for like maybe like a week or 2 weeks. He didn't call me back. I was already thinking that let me forget about it. Who the hell do you think you are? I'm a babe. I'm a spec. Yeah, I'm a spec. If you don't know me, you don't know person. So we didn't speak for like 2 weeks, and then there was this evening. I think it was around like maybe 8 p.m. He's always calling at the PMs. He's a PM person. So he called me like around 8 p.m. That day I was actually sick. I had rishi ulcer. I was having menstrual pain. I was just not in a good health status at that point in time. And so his call comes in, and then I picked up the call, and then I'm telling you guys, I'm not even exaggerating. Guys, I've used drug for this sickness since like afternoon that day. The drug did not work. I was still having pain. As this man called me, the conversation has not even reached 5 minutes. He was like, oh, what's wrong with you? I was like, oh, I'm not feeling fine. Can I call? I said, oh, sorry. Can I call? I swear, before I know it, I don't feel pain again. In 5 minutes, a girl that is paining me, I'm like, I cannot. It's as if, I can't feel this pain anymore. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, I don't know, maybe it's because I was sick, or maybe this man just felt like, I don't want to leave this guy alone again, so that I should not be sick again. But ever since that day, up till today, there is no day that we have not talked. Ever since that day. So after that day, we started talking every day. At this point, we still had no mates, right? So we started talking every day, and then I had to take a quick trip. During that time, I went to the UK for about a month. We were still talking, text, messages, emails, blah 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 blah. And then during that time, okay, I think before, maybe a few weeks before I traveled, we were already talking every day. I was already like, guy, nigga, what exactly are we doing? Like, yeah, I asked, what exactly are you doing? You can't be wasting my time. My time is precious, and don't be wasting my time. I'm a spec. I need to go, and if you are not ready, if you're not ready to, if you're not ready to buy this market, let me quickly go outside and look for who will buy this market, because this market is fresh. It's fresh and hot. He asked me out, and I was like, yeah, I cannot say yes and I cannot say no until I see your face. Like, I need to meet you face to face before I say yes, or before I say no. Before I even give you a response, I need to see you face to face, because I cannot marry or I cannot date somebody that I will not be happy waking up to them every day for the rest of my life. Like, forever is a long time to be unhappy. I cannot wake up and be like, who is this one safe? I cannot wake up every day and be like breaking your head So we agreed that when I come back from the trip to the UK that we're going to meet up. And so we did meet up. And I was like, why you the battle? Why you the battle? I mean, it's tall, it's not bad, it's not bad. But as a strong head, scarf makes you. As a strong head that I am, guys, as a strong head that I am, I did not tell him when more feel. I cannot be telling him that one. No. That's our brand. That's not part of my brand. So I'm like, okay, I'm being all touched and everything. And then this guy comes and he is everything. He came bearing gifts. There are cupcakes, there's wine, and I'm like, this love is too much shit. Like, I'm not used to all this. I'm not used to all this, this beautiful stuff. It's all on Twitter. We see this. Is it real? Is it real, Jesus? So it went like that, and then that night he finally like asked me, like, okay, what's the answer to my question? And I'm like, I'm shy. I'm okay, I'll be your girlfriend and all that jazz. Like that. So basically that's how we met. The short is that we met on Twitter, but that's the whole story. Okay, that's the whole story of how we met. So I hope this answers all the questions about how we met. And I just want to send a message to all my girls out there, like, check your DMs, open your DMs. Your husband might be in the DM. We never can tell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So much more juicy content is coming.